Hello, everyone. We made it to a live stream! Yay! Yeah, we weren't able to do a live stream last week because, as I'm sure you guys are aware, we had a cog fort and gate gargants that were in progress at the time, and I was like, "There's no chance these are getting done if I go live right now." So, yeah, we ended up doing just getting the stuff done, and we got it done. Just. I actually finished the cog fort. What time was it? It was 20 to 6. I think, yeah, it was about 20 to 6 before the sprue review went live on Saturday. No video? Are we not live? Can you not see me? Is the stream working? Can you guys see me? Is it all good? Can you hear me? Who will be victorious? Only the Warhipster at the moment. I don't feel very victorious, but I'm trying. But generally, only the Hallowed Knights. Right. So today, we're going to finish off the Aqshian Pyrocaster, who I thought had a lot more work to go than he does, but instead has two things left to do. So doesn't actually have that much. 3 things left to do. Doesn't actually have that much left. Much work left to go. So we will instead, after that, move on to, which I'll just grab it now, the old Nail Mage. This guy. Ooh, there we go. Whee! So yeah, that's the next one to do after the Pyrocaster. So the 3 things that we've got left to do on the Pyrocaster are to highlight all the silver. We've got a couple of little blue gems just to throw some frost heart over the top of, and then of course naturally we have the flames as well, the big flames that are on the base. I'm just going to twizzle this camera just a little bit. There we go. That's the right angle. As long as you can still see the can of WD-40, which has become more of a a framing device on the old videos. So let's have a look then. This is where we've got to on the old Aqshian Pyrocaster. I should say thank you very much, Ed, for being a member for 33 months. It's insane. That's insane. So there it is. Our Pyrocaster. So as you can see, there really isn't that much left to go. It's this guy. And this guy. And then, of course, the base, which is the flames, really. Which is basically a case of Imperial Fist, Gryph-hound Orange, Blood Angels Red. I think is how we're going to do it. I haven't had a good look, though, at the... I'm gonna have a good look now so that we're prepared for this eventuality. Pyrocaster. Boom. Okay, yeah, no, that is the recipe. Because they've been experimenting with different types of flames on their miniatures recently. So some are a lot more kind of orange, and some are a lot more yellow. These ones are quite yellow. So let's get this silver done. Put it there. And then I think another thing that I should probably do is have a tidy up, because I haven't put the paints away from the cog fort or the gate gargants. So it's useful, because we're obviously painting a lot of Cities of Sigmar, so all of the paints are out. But I think it's probably for the best that we, as you can see, the shelves are somewhat decimated at the moment. So we'll put those away as well. All right, let's just move the microphone a little bit so it makes sense. Let's go like this, and let's film now. And with that Liberator Gold all applied, we then take some thinned down Iron Breaker. We use this to highlight, well, all of the silver. Boom! 40k mini paint. Thank you very much for the 199. Hi everyone, hope you're well. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you? Are you good? It's very kind of you, thank you. This also, rather hilariously, might be the first ever video where we just use one brush. Because we haven't had to use like a teeny tiny little brush for like the eyes or anything like that, because it doesn't have any eyes. So that's fantastic for me. I've been trying to get better at my highlights, and using a slightly bigger brush for that has been a really good way to get better at highlights, because it just means that like my hand-eye coordination is improving, which I've been enjoying naturally using the ruby brushes. We are very close to being able to make our full review of these brushes. Spoiler alert, I like them a lot. And after we've done that video on the ruby brushes, we have got some other brushes that we're going to test for a bit, which is going to confuse everybody in the comments. You know, I'm on a mission to clearly, apparently, I didn't realize I was on this mission, but I'm on this mission now to create for myself like just a really good set of brushes for all occasions across everything. Like, what's my workman? What is my daily drivers? You know, that kind of thing. What's the workhorse brush? What's my favorite dry brush? What's my favorite detailing brush? You know, all this kind of stuff. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. And as ever, I'm gonna try and do it in the same way I do it, where we give things a long test before we make any sweeping judgments. You know. Getting some rubies in the next couple of weeks for my birthday. Told her to use your link. Nice. Nice. They are really good. I've really, really enjoyed using these. It has been... I don't want to say eye-opening, but it has been a really nice experience just painting with something a little bit different. And honestly, like, the amount of stuff that we've done with this brush in particular, this ruby brush is the Angel, which I snapped live on camera for you guys and then repaired there with some super glue. The amount of punishment I have put through this brush, and it's still kicking. I'm very, very impressed. I think that is the main thing for someone like myself who uses... I don't do brush care. I just use the brushes into the ground until they are done and dead. The only thing I will do, like, I guess you could kind of call it brush care. The only thing I will do brush care on is dry brushes, because I don't want to like keep replacing them over and over again, because it's very easy for a dry brush to become quite ratty after a single use, and that just feels that's a feels bad right there. So, like, for these like medium layers and for my old artist opus, Series S size 00s and all that kind of thing, they just get used and used and used and used and used until there's nothing left. And so the fact that this ruby brush has done as much as it has done, being used as like the only brush as well for large periods of time, and the fact that we still have a really narrow point on it for me to be able to do what is right now some really fine iron breaker highlights on some silver, I think is incredibly impressive for this brush. So it's like I'm purposely trying to wreck it, and it's just not having any it's just not having it. So that's very impressive, which is really good. Because if I'd had to do the amount of stuff I've had to do with a series of medium layer brushes and stuff like that, I don't think that the Citadel brushes would have stood up as well, personally. And you think of the models that we've conquered in the last couple of in the last 7 weeks I've been using this brush. You know, starting with the Adeptus, well, the Legio Custodes. You know, we've done everything from Rogaldorn battle tanks and hippogriffs and centaurs to Commissar Graves to the Cog Fort to things like the Blood Hags and so on and so forth. Really, really, really cool. Illy, thank you very much for upgrading your membership to Warhipster, and also thank you very much for being a member for 24 months. Anniversary day, indeed. 2 years! Blimey. Do you know, so much, like, it's like with Edward up there with 33 months. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. I hope it's the same. You know, for you guys. I hope it doesn't feel like it's been 2 years, because it doesn't feel like that to me. I was looking at those brushes, but I don't believe they ship to the US. They do not ship to the US at the moment, unfortunately. However, the next set of brushes we are testing are the Sigmar brushes, who I believe do ship to the US. So, if they're good, you'll get a Warhipster stamp of approval on them. But they are the next set of brushes that we're testing out. Seem really reasonably priced compared to other stuff on the market. Yeah, they are. Like the best, like the box of 5 brushes is unbelievable value, I think. And again, like, if you think of everything that I've done so far, so if I go to so far, these brushes have conquered. They've conquered the Custodian Shield Captain, the Caladius Annihilator, the Custodian Guard Sodality. They've conquered Alariel the Everqueen, the Grove Guardian, the Blood Hags, the Defiler, Thulia Gould, Kravek Morn, the House Raven Knight Destroyer, Deathmaster Crixit, Jorvan Creel and Thexa, Free Guild Gallants, Gutter Runners and Night Runners, the Free Guild Grenadiers, the Malice Forge Priest, Commissar Yarrick, the Rogel Dawn, the Centaur RSV, and 2 AFVs, Hippogriffs, Wazdaka Gutsmack, Inquisitor Croyle, the Dog Martyr Superior in Transia Fray, Commissar Graves, the Red Terror, Spectre Squad, and the Cannonade Cogfor, and the Gate Gargants, and now this guy and the rest of it as well. All that has been achieved by this set of brushes since 24th of March is when we started using them. It's unbelievably. So yeah, good stuff. You guys see the new Commissar Kane and Jurgen minis? I did indeed. Do you clean your brushes with soap at the end of the day? No, that's what I'm saying, is I don't do that. Because the end of the day is at 5 minutes to 5 in the morning for me, so I'm like, I'm going to go brush my teeth and go to bed. I'm not going to muck about cleaning brushes. So yeah, just get up and go. Get up and drive. I have a question for you, chat. Is anybody else here as obsessed with The Great Divide by Noah Khan as I am right now? If you aren't, you should give that album a listen. It'll make you very happy. It's really good painting music. Really good painting music. Right, just going to make sure that these gems are in fact blue. Yep, that one's blue. Oh, it's just one gem. Good. 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 Okay, well, we can do that now. Let's go! That one. And with all that Iron Breaker applied, we're then going to take some Frost Heart, and we're going to apply this over the little gem on the hilt of the blade. Easy. Alright. So, for all the fire, we are going to use Imperial Fist, Gryph-hound Orange, Blood Angels Red. Do we use a little bit of black towards the end? I don't really like doing that. I want it to be really hot. So I think I might just not on this one, to be honest. Because it doesn't really need it, I don't think. I'm pretty sure. So let's have a look at it one more time. I mean, they've done it, but I just... Oh, fine. We'll do it because it's the box art. Why not? Okay, so we need Imperial Fists, because we want it to be nice and bright and flat for when we put the Gryph-hound Orange on, which is here. Gryph-hound Orange. We want Blood Angels Red because it's not as powerful as Flesh Tearers Red, but it's nice when you combine it with the with the orange. There it is. And then we want some Black Templar. No, that's Black Legion. We want Black Templar. Yes, that's the one. Oh no, not that one. We want the other one. The one I opened yesterday for... Yes, not yesterday. For the Cannonade Cogfort on Thursday, let's say. Alright, give this a good shake. What do you guys think of the new Caiaphas, Kane and Jurgen minis? I liked it because it says to me that Valhallans are in the future. There's definitely... The Valhallan looks lovely. It looks really nice. And, like, it's different enough, I think, from other stuff. That's the thing is, I think, like, it's all well and good that they're doing Armageddon Steel Legion. I get it. It's nice. And it makes sense because we're headed to Armageddon for this edition. But I don't know, just like having varied stuff, like Katachan makes sense, Valhallan makes sense. Like, they all make sense because they're just slightly different from the Cadians and the Krieg. But, you know, Steel Legion and Krieg look very, very similar to my eye. Alright, here we go. Let's go for it. The final step on the Aqshian Podcaster? Fine, we'll call him that. The Aqshian Podcaster. And so naturally, of course, as we mentioned earlier in the video, the last thing to work on is the large flame just here. Because, well, I mean, it's on the base, but it is really part of the model. So we're going to use 4 colours for this. Imperial Fist, Gryph-hound Orange, and Blood Angels Red, and Black Templar. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some Imperial Fist, and we're going to liberally apply this over the top of all of the flames. So we're just going to get this like so. Trying to be careful of the model as well when it comes to doing the inside track as well. So there we go. Get it all over. Lovely stuff. Then what we're going to do is wash the brush, grab some Gryph-hound Orange, and then over the top of each of the kind of tendrils of the flames, we're also going to liberally apply this. So we're just going to get this like so. Wash the brush in between takes. To get this all the way up here. There we go. Then wash the brush once more. Grab some Blood Angels Red, and then slightly smaller this time. I'm going to apply this again just over the top of the licks of flame. Moving pretty fast here. Just like that. Wash the brush one more time. And then just over the tips of the biggest flames, I'm going to take a little bit of Black Templar. So just up here, I'm going to apply that. Here. There. And there as well. And then what we do is we wash the brush one last time and go back to some Imperial Fist. And we use this to now move the colours around. Absorb any excess paint that we don't want. You can use a clean brush to do the same thing. To just ensure we get some nice smooth transitions between all of our flamey hot colours. like so. And then we do it on the inside as well. Boom. That's how we roll. One thing I will always love contrast for is the ability to be able to do things like this. Good evening, Mini Painting Dad. Thank you for your contrast plus videos. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you for your contrast plus videos. It helped me use my paint better. Oh, you're very welcome. Hello, Warcurse Minis. And we've got one thing left we're going to do. Just to really make this flame punch a bit. Which is to... with all of that done, just to help this flame punch up a little bit in terms of the brightness towards the base of them, I'm going to take some Uriel yellow, I'm going to thin it down, with roughly sort of 2 or 3 parts water. I'm just going to use this to just sort of add a very little towards the base. Almost like a relay. Just like that sort of thing. Boom. That's it. The Aqshian Pyrocaster. Is now done. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I think that looks good. Nice. Pow. Pretty happy. Lovely. We want music. Music. Let's have a look at the Knellmage. What's the vibe here? Okay. That purple's interesting. Paint the gargants. I've done the gargants. The gargants are finished. Wicked in it. Good evening, Mark. It's a really interesting purple, because it's definitely not Shaiish. I don't think it's Leviathan either. But I'm pretty sure it's not Luxion. Let's consult the app and see what they say. I mean, it won't be in here yet, but let's have a look at the colours. Paint by colour. Purple. What do we think is closest? Leviathan Carapace. Shaiish purple, Xerius purple, Slanesh grey. No, that's not right. It's got a fleshy colour towards the edge. Maybe it's wine. Bring me wine. No, it's not that. And it's not this colour either. Interesting. I have to have a little think about that for a while. Maybe it is just a case of it is Leviathan purple, but then but then the highlights tell a different story. Maybe. Intriguing. Let's have a look at Leviathan purple. What do you look like these days? It's been a while since I've used this paint, to be fair. And we typically use it over the top of, like, Wraithbone quite often. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, no, it'll do. It'll make sense. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. Let's start the next one. Hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial from the Mortal Realms. Yes, we are back once more with the all-new Amethyst Nail Mage. Yes, here he is. The Death Wizard from the Cities of Sigmar. It's a very cool little model. We've gone with the bell helmet closed, as you can see. I think it just looks a little bit better this way. I like the concussion face, but there we go. Anyway, we are going to paint him up today because Games Workshop were very kind and they sent him to me early to build up and paint for all of you. And that's exactly what we're going to do, starting now. So, he's been primed in Gracer, and the colour we're going to be using first is Leviathan Purple. And we're going to be applying this over top of all of his purple robes. So this is going to be outside of the cloak and the outside of, well, of his robes, like we just said. Right, it's a lot of purple to apply. One of the things we're probably going to have to do is add a bit of a sort of like a crimson-y shade over this to just change the color of it just a little bit. Not too much, but just enough. Rather than shade it with something like Druky Violet, we just use, like I said, a bit of Caribou Crimson. to just take the edge off it a little bit. Because this is quite a sort of, so it's very berry purple. Is that the same? Yes, it is. This bit just under there. And then in there. There we go. And then there's the rest of the robe. Yeah, this is all making sense to me. There are some minis that you just... I don't know if this is the same for you guys, but there are some minis that occasionally I'll start painting them, and it won't really make sense what the flow of it is at first. And sometimes the flow of it will come once you're sort of like 3 or 4 paints in. Very rarely that's the case. But something like, you know, like a Space Marine's always quite easy, because once you've put all of the, like the main armor color on, you can see the vision for the rest of it, right? You can see where the gaps in the armor are, you can see where the heraldry goes, you can see where all the leather is, you can see this, that, and the other, you can see the robes if they're wearing it, the cloaks and such and such. Whereas with some minis, like this one, it takes a little bit of extra work to see the vision. And those are often the slightly more challenging ones to get work in. At least that's how I feel about it. Right, leave that to dry for a bit. Let's see what's going on. If I would like to paint the Cogfort in the Lethis scheme, do you recommend just swapping the red and wood colours following your old Lethis tutorial? Yeah? It works, doesn't it? I mean... yeah? Yeah, you'll want the wood to be darker to match the purple. I'm not sure about the stone. Hi, Paz. Thanks a lot for your content. I'm jealous about your contrast skill. I'm so bad with it. Keep it up. Takes practice. Practice makes perfect. I'm obsessed with your old red-pink painting scheme for the Sylvaneth. I'm currently using it for my own army. I'm facing obstacles right now, the bugs, especially with the models that weren't part of your original run. Spite Rider Lancers, Warsong Revenant, Alario, red version. Well, I haven't done any of those, so I can't help you. Yeah, I don't know what I would personally do with them. I mean, the bugs could easily be ripped from... I mean, the Spite Rider Lancers and the other one, you can just rip that straight from the Arch Revenant. Because all the colours are present in that one. Alariel is really just changing the colour of the leaves, isn't it? To Flesh Terror's Red or whatever it is. That's the only change. It's just the the leaves are red. I feel like Warsong Revenant's the same. I can't think of anything different on that model that's particularly challenging. Yeah, I mean, most of the Lady of Vines video would work for that one. And then you just change the colour of the skin and the hair to the same thing as the Warsong Revenant. Is the answer to those questions. Or you can look at the Belthanos video. Belthanos video also has a bunch of stuff in it. Good evening, Josh. Love to see the city's content. Keen on so much of it, but my bank account disagrees. Yes. 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 I wanted to get another Cogfort. I've been wrestling with that, but I don't think I can make it work at the moment, sadly. It's just one of those things. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a doing another one, but doing the Conqueror. But I don't see there being a video in it. You know, the only difference is the only difference is the cannon. So it's not worth doing video just for the sake of doing the cannon. Although interestingly, the picture they've got up of the Conqueror Cogfort is incorrect. They've got a picture of the variant on their website. In fact, they've got two pictures of two variants. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, because that's the Cannonade with the two cannons, and the Conqueror has the the big flamer as well as the drawbridge opening. But what they've got on their website is the two variants of the Regiment of Renown. Which is interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Very strange. My cunning plan to start cities is to get all the regiments of renown available, then going, well, I'm basically almost to 2k at this point. Also, evening or happy Monday. Good evening. Happy Monday to you too. It's a good way to do it. It's good. I like it. Hello there, everyone. I'm actually back from work in time to watch the stream. It's been a while. These new Cities of Sigmar minis are pretty damn cool. They are indeed. They are indeed. And thank you for being a member for 35 months, Will of Chaos. That's very kind of you. After I've done the Amethyst Nail Mage, I've got these two to do. Erasmus Zon and the Dawners Triumph. I really like this, by the way. I think the Dawners Triumph is an excellent model. I also think it's just an excellent model kit. I think I said as much in the sprue review, but you get a lot of spare bits on the sprue. I'll show you. Here is the sprue for the Dawners Triumph. That's how many components are left over, which is really, really cool. Like, I didn't put a lot on mine because I already felt there was a lot of detail, but like, yeah, there's just a ton of stuff on this sprue left over. So it's really good if you're doing cities themed terrain. Come on, Leviathan Purple. Surely you're nearly dry. Nearly. Getting there. Getting there. Have you thought about a Flesh Eater Quartz conversion cogfort? Not in any great detail. But one thing I would say is, if we go like this, right, so I think, like, the way to do a Flesh Eater Quartz conversion is probably to see. I think what you could do is you could put, like, what's he called? I think the best thing to make with a Flesh Eater Quartz converted version is on the underside you've got a lot of those hanging chains, which are kind of like stabilizers or whatever. It would be to replace the sort of like the sort of macy bits on the underside with hooks, and then put corpses on them. So it's like it's carrying all of their food for them on the underside. Then for the roof of it, you wanna muck it up, because you've got a lot of the inside of the roof is sculpted. You've got a lot of the like the wood and stuff is in there. So what you need to do is I would like create some holes in the roof, or maybe not even put the roof on at all, or just put on a section of the roof, maybe. And then I would have maybe I would use a couple of the characters from the Flesh Eater Courts to use as the crew. So you could put in, I think Gormain would look really good in a Flesh Eater Courts cog fort. The Grand Justice Gormain, he'd look really good in the top, or as the leader of as like the captain of the cog fort. That would look excellent. I would maybe because there's stuff like the banner from the what are they called, Morbeg Knights, Morbeg Knights. That banner has basically a full corpse on it, so that would work. That would be a really good thing to put onto it. Yeah. I'm having to fight the urge to do a second cog fort to do a Skaven one. I know, right? Because an easy thing to make it look Skaven is to replace the Conqueror's Flamer cannon with a Warp Lightning cannon, and I think the dimensions would probably just about fit. Just about. I also think Felgrin. What's his name? Yeah, Felgrin. Where is he? He's in here somewhere. Felgrin is the messenger one. So because he's leaning on, he's holding the log that he's on. He would look excellent if you had him hanging off of something somewhere, I'm sure. So he would be a good one to put on as well. And then I also think if you can find it, they did the old, I want to say it was the Abhorrent Arch Regent with Crown of Delusion. Abhorrent Ghoul King. With Crown of Delusion, yeah. The Abhorrent Ghoul King with Crown of Delusion, which was a Ghoul King that sat on a chair with a sword like this, going. Nah. That would also that would work. The Giselle's peeking over parapets. Yeah, there's a lot of potential with it. And the thing as well is that pretty much all of the stuff that hangs off the sides, the little cockpits and stuff, they're all placeable they're all reversible placeable, or in fact you don't even have to put them on at all. You can put something else there instead if you wanted to. As I said in the video, the main turret of the cog fort, it doesn't really have like guide pegs or receiver holes or anything for putting those side bits on. You kind of eyeball it a little bit, which is why it's so customizable. So in that regard, it's a little bit tougher, but in terms of converting it, it makes it so much better. Rat ogre legs moving the fort. They would be a little small for that. A little small for that. You could maybe get some of the old Doom wheels and use that. That would be fun. I don't know how you'd orient them, but you could do that. Bip, 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 boom, boom. Doom flares on the bottom of the legs. Yeah, I mean, they are... It's a very big boy. Hang on. Hang on a minute, chat. I'm sorry you had to see my barrel of a body. Okay, so here it is. Here's the Gogfort. Let me do some measurements for you, because I feel like for those of you planning, this is probably quite useful information, I'm sure. Okay, so from the bottom of the base to the top of the tower, it is more or less about 7.7 inches. So it's almost 8 inches tall. So all of this... Oh, and the other thing as well is that the turret is removable. Okay. So there you go. That's your receiver hole for the turret. That's what it looks like. Okay. So up here, you got that little peg there. So you actually... That's the underside of the turret. Didn't paint it, obviously, because we're never going to take it off, apart from when we're doing a live YouTube demonstration. So, what do you call the... That is about 2.5 inches wide. What's the light? What maths people? Is that the diameter or the circumference? No, circumference is the circle, isn't it? So the diameter is the line across. That's the width of the circle. Either way, it's about 2.5 inches wide on the turret. Diameter, yes, there we go. Thank you. So yeah, 2.5 inches wide across this bit here. So if we go like that, there you go. It's about 2.5 inches wide. Obviously, the inside is narrower, but the whole width of that is 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches wide. There you go. So if you wanted to change the turret entirely, that's the width you're looking at. And like as I said, it just oh, casualty. We just pop that in like that. So you can even have the thing in reverse if you want, but it just goes around like that. I'm going to need to repair that, so give me 1 second. Where's my super glue? Ah, there we go. Now, from the base of the feet to the underside of the stone, you're looking at similarly about 2.5 inches. So the feet are about 2.5 inches tall. I should say the legs. repaired. So do with that what you will. But yeah. The whole thing is... It's a remarkable piece of plastic. And yet not wide enough to hide my face. So... It's not that good, is it? It's a big old boy, this. Big old boy. But yeah, video available on how to paint that now. Go watch it. You have 45 minutes to make it the most watched video in 24 hours. And for that, we'd need like 7,000 views on it. So it's not going to happen. But a boy can dream. Watched the video last night. Good stuff. Thank you. I worked real hard on it for 3 days. So. You know. You know. Alright. Knellmage, what are you doing? Still kind of drying at the moment. Don't need that open. Or that, or that, or that. There you go. I think we can probably get away with this now. Alright, where is my... I should be down here on the deck. Get on the rush. Aha. So with all that Leviathan purple applied, we are then going to shade it. And we're going to use some Caribird Crimson to do this. Because we want to add just a little hint of crimson into the purple. So you won't need huge amounts of this. There we go. Nice easy take. Love those. Show of hands, who is or has purchased or pre-ordered or plans to in the coming days a Cogfort? And for what are you going to do it? Are you going to do a Cities of Sigmar Cogfort, or are you going to do something else a little bit more interesting? Not that Cities of Sigmar aren't interesting. They're very interesting. But you know what I mean. Something a little different. Gotta try to get my friends into AOS just so I have a reason to get one. That is the eternal battle. It's the battle I had with Adam for ever such a long time. Brother, you should try Age of Sigmar. No, I'm all about 40k. 40k is the best thing ever. He's changed his tunes. he's majorly changed his tune these days. Which is funny. But you can do it. You just have to believe. You also have to fight everybody on all the misinformation there is about Age of Sigmar. There's no lore or story, is there? Well, there's quite a lot of that these days. Mine will go in my Hallow Heart army. Got to get back up and running on it, hobby-wise. Been in mothballs since Season 2 of Tales. Yeah. My, as you are well aware, my Cities of Sigmar army has also been in mothballs for a very long time. I haven't done anything with it until, obviously, this raft of stuff has come out. So, yeah, because I've had things like the Fusiliers have been on the to-do list for ages. They are half done. Like the unit is half painted, and it irritates me every time I find it that it's not finished. But it is what it is. I'm a busy boy. I don't have time to do all the things I wished I did. Well, that's interesting. This is really not a complex miniature in terms of its colours. There's not a lot going on here, which is quite funny. Okay, so what we need is some Seraphim Sepia to do the inside of the cloak now. And probably to do the candle as well. And even possibly the haft of the scythe, but it feels no, I feel like that's probably the right step. Just keep the paint list down, you know? I try my hardest. Let's go for it. I mean, we're going to use Skeleton Horde for the skull anyway. But yeah, let's go for it. So with that all done, it's now time to take some Seraphim Sepia. We're going to apply this over top of the inside of the cloak. We're going to apply this over top of the haft of the scythe. And we're going to apply this over the top of the candle as well. Have you ever been interested in doing the old Forge World big demons? I've been given Angarath from a friend, but tempted to do them like your Angron rather than the classic brown. Thoughts? Um, yeah, no, I've literally never thought about them, and I don't know what they look like. But yeah, I would do it red. Um, I'm sure it'll work. Um, trust your judgment. As I recall, they didn't really tend to have painted examples on the Forge World website. But I could be wrong, could be misremembering. I don't remember seeing painted examples of them, like that Great Unclean one. I've seen other people paint them, but yeah. Just a big old hunk of resin, which is never my favourite thing to work with either, so it's never really been an attractive option to me. 'Cause I am bad at building and much worse at doing resin. I mean, heck, it took me 4 hours to build a cog fort, you know? Which, like I said in the video, there is just like hundreds of components that you're putting on, so that is just the way it is going to be. It's just going to take a long time to put together, but still, I didn't even do everything. You know, I didn't build all the interior of the crew and leave um leave the lid off so that I could paint interior of the crew. I didn't do any of that. I did the fast version, which is to seal it shut. The fort is shut. It was made by those who are dead. Or at least my passion for building miniatures, which died around about 1997. Are you going to do the Vendensed set? I would if I hadn't already done it. 2 separate videos. Contrast plus how to paint Galen and Doralia Vendensed, and Contrast plus how to paint Wildercore Hunters. Don't play AOS, must have not spotted it. Well, the Galen and Doralia Vendensed miniatures came out 4 years ago, which is when I did them. And the Wildercore were 2 years ago. So I don't blame you for not missing it. But if you check in my playlists or you go to my channel page and just search that there's a little search icon on the channel page. If you go there and search the name, generally stuff will come up. It'll be there. Yeah, they're in there. They are done. What time is it? 7 o'clock. What are we going to do with ourselves? Hmm. Decisions. It's tough, this one. Because it's like, what order of operations do things go in? I'm not sure. Just not sure. Crisis of confidence. Full crisis. We've got silver, gold, bone, white, brown. Spooky stuff. So what's the order? Oh, wait, did I say silver, gold? Yeah, silver and gold. Bone, brown. Is there some black details as well? Surely there's some black details. Yeah, there's the hourglass. So silver, gold, spooky stuff, bone, brown, and white. And the black hourglass. I don't know. Just don't know. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I think well, we've started at least, but we finished the Pyrocaster. I'm gonna go and have some dinner, I think, and think about this because my brain's not engaging. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot off. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today. And we should be back on Wednesday. We might even be streaming on Thursday because I've got a cool thing. I just don't know what time. So we might even be streaming on Thursday, or there'll be a video. I haven't decided yet. But one of the two things will be happening. We might just do a video on Wednesday and do a stream on Thursday, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. I know that Skulls is next Thursday, but we do have a cool thing as well. So, but yeah. But then, of course, we've got the Gate Gargants video. The Pyrocaster video is now nearly ready to go. And then, of course, hopefully this week we'll get the Knellmage, Erasmus on, and the Adorner's Triumph done as well. But who knows? Very tired at the moment, chat. Yeah, just kind of focusing on myself a little bit as well. So trying to get my mind right, you know. So yeah. Anyway, I will see you all very soon. Have a good one. Bye for now. See ya.